CJ Pence is my real nigga. Shit was so simple when Henchman was out. He had a young nigga right there with Meech. So happy when Blue Da Vinci got out. We came up on these California streets. LA niggas be the craziest. These niggas do some shady shit. Niggas will run up on your car, catch you off guard like the Lil Wayne and Baby shit. Got a nigga confused, but why a nigga gotta choose? Don't even matter, dog, cause I'ma always be a real nigga. Always be a real nigga. I never learned how to be nothing but a real nigga.
Y'all better not come to my studio with that fake shit. Y'all better not come to my funeral with that fake shit. Y'all better off realizing there's nothing that y'all could do with me. All I ever ask is keep it 8 more than 92 with me, 100. Yeah, 100.
Welcome to see you next Tuesday.
All I ever asked is 100. Yeah, 100.
Happening, Toby.
All I ever asked is 100.
Welcome to episode 2 of See You next Tuesday. I'm going to start off straight from the back. I apologise for not uploading last night. It was my fault. I was knackered. Kids were all over the place. But it links in with today's topic anyway. Today's topic is grown-up. Being a grown-up. Because quite frankly, being a grown-up's annoying more than anything. It's happening. So, to be honest with you, being a grown-up's not much fun. Most of our lives, when you're a teenager, right the way up to 18, you're wishing, hoping, praying that you can be an adult. Praying, hoping. Please, I want to be 18 so I can drink. I want to be 18 so I can go out into nightclubs and do all this and all that. It's a lot of bollocks. Soon as it happens, your first night's always... it's okay. It's hyped up more than it should be, and it's not what it originally supposed to be. But you go out, you have fun, you end up getting obliterated, you come home, everything's the best night ever. Then you go again. Second time you turn up, there's people that you don't fucking like that are there. So now, you've been dealt a situation where now you're an adult, you have to be in front of these people, you don't have to talk to them, you don't have to be in the same room. You can leave, do what you like, or you can confront the situation. Talk about the elephant in the room. 9 times out of 10 for me, because I'm a loudmouth and because I don't know when to shut the fuck up, I can't help myself and confront the situation. So anybody that I ever saw that I didn't like, if I'd had a drink in me, oh God forbid, I'd be straight over to them. I'd be, hey, what's happening? And they'd be like, oh, fucking hell, here we go. Like, so, I hear you've got a problem. And they'd be like, listen, mate, it's not the time or place. Fuck off before you end up getting slapped. And I'd be like, no, I'm fucking not getting slapped. Definitely not in here, you stupid cunt. Boom! There's me. Hey, I can see birds here. Where all these birds come from? Since when do birds come inside nightclubs? Like... out cold, not really understanding the situation, not really aware that nobody gives a fuck, especially to a loudmouth. So my second experience as an adult was getting slapped, and it was my own fault. At the time I didn't think it was my fault. I thought I was being brave in front of all the boys, fucking thinking I'm sick. Let me take this off a sec. Thinking I'm sick with all the boys. It taught me a valid lesson being an adult. Now, as you get older, you won't learn many lessons. Look at the state of the hairline, bro. Oh, no. Fuck 'em. It's what happens when you're nearly 30. Your hairline disappears, your fucking friends disappear, you become a lone wolf. So anyway, as you get older and you have children and things start to happen, you start to realise when you have your first child, your friends are there, but they're not there. For a better way of saying it, they're expendatory. They're kind of there, but they're not kind of there. Like, they don't understand the struggle you're going through. They don't understand that 3 a.m. in the morning you're waking up to change a shitty nappy and feed a bottle, and then in the morning you've got to get up to go and do something in the daytime. But by the time that it comes to 8 o'clock in the morning, you're so tired and so stressed and annoyed that everything in your way is bothering you. Everything's annoying you. So a part of you forgets to connect with everybody because you're so focused on the one thing that you've created that you forget your outside circle a little bit. Not on purpose, obviously not, because you're occupied with responsibilities and different things, registering a baby or got to do mad things with a child. See, now when it fucks up and it breaks, or the relationship turns sour, or something bad happens, you should know that whatever decision you decide to make, for better or for worse, regardless. In my case, I was 19, I'd slept with somebody who I'd spoken to for a year. It's not as if like it was a wham bam, thank you ma'am, see you later. It kind of was in a year's situation. I'd spoke to her for a year, things got twisted. In the end, a child was made. I had a decision to make. It was either be a dad, actually step up, do something and father this child, or pretend it didn't happen. Just ignore it as if no one knows I know her. She doesn't know anyone I know. I can get away with this forever. But the more it sat with me, the more I realised, like, look, I've created this. This is mine. I can't let it go. I had a feeling that I can't have somebody else have something of mine. Technically, it's hers as well. It's half hers, and she carries her. So I've got no real say to it. And to be honest with you, at the beginning, I wasn't all for it. Bearing in mind, we weren't in a relationship, we weren't together. There was none of that. So anyway, fast forward, Tiana is born. I'm with somebody else, I'm in Blackpool and they're in Lincolnshire. I get a text message in the morning telling me Tiana Mary has been born at 4:59 at I think it was £5 and 13.5 ounces, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me because quite frankly, I'm not 100%. This was 8 years ago. So a part of me was shocked. I was like, what? You didn't even ring me to tell me you're in hospital. Nothing. I'm just going to get a text message. So I'm panicking. I start looking all around my bedroom, everywhere, to start selling everything. And that was a conscious decision. A part of me knew that I had two choices. Again, I either stay at home in Blackpool. I've got a life already. I've got a partner. I'm working in a cafe. Everything's all right. There's nothing to change. Or I'd be a dad. I'd go and be the person that I created and step up to the responsibility of what I've done. Because you're not really taught that in school. In school, you're taught how to put a condom on top of a polystyrene penis. And then you're shown a weird video of how sex is created. And then you explained how the reproductive system is. And it's not really explained to you in the best way. I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you, by the way. So that's definitely not going to happen. But what I will say is, be careful. Be careful. Seriously, it might be fun and it might be a laugh being one of the lads, seeing how many girls you can pull, see how many people you can speak to, who you didn't think was going to sleep with you does. It's great. All those things are funny when you're younger. See, as you get older, you start to realise that these people aren't really worth your time. They never was worth your time. And the fact that you're chasing that bullshit at the same time means you're on some bullshit. That's fucked up. So in many ways, it's fun at the time, and you think it's fun because you're one of the boys, you're thinking you're getting your notches on your bedpost or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's lad shit. It's what lads end up doing, it is cruel and horrible. Now that I've got daughters, now I'm terrified. Now I'm fucking terrified. They're only little. I've got an 8, a 6 and a 4-year-old, right? I've got another 10 years at least before I start hearing about boyfriends and they want to come over and is it okay if they come for tea. Now I know what a lad's like. I was one of those lads. I was a fool. I wasn't the hardest. I wasn't the strongest. I wasn't the most best looking. I wasn't anything other than funny. Funny was the only thing I ever was. My personality superseded most people, and whether they wanted to admit it or not, I'm not really too fussed. Back then I was. Back then it bothered me. Now I'm not really that bothered. We all had an ego as a kid. We all had an ego. Problem was, I had insecurities. I had a parent who was from Africa, and a part of me thought that if anybody found out, they're going to take the piss out of me. They're going to be racist. They're going to think my mum's black. They're going to start calling names. They're going to start thinking that I talk funny. So it was difficult to explain where I come from, to explain to anybody. My dad, on the other hand, British as they come, from Oldham, constant swearing. The word cunt is not derogative in that house. Far from it. Everything's a cunt in that house. Everything. Anything. Someone walks by with a dog that's barking, listen to that cunt out there. That's all I ever heard as a kid. So cunt to me doesn't mean so blunt or offensive or so nasty. Cunt's just another word for idiot to me. To me anyway. So the reason why this podcast is called See You Next Tuesday is for the politically correct people who don't like the word cunt. Because there's plenty of them out there. And to be fair with you, I've come to realise that I am one. I'm a cunt. I can't help it. I physically cannot help being one. It's in the nature, it's in the bloodline. Unfortunately, it's been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. From my dad's side. He comes from Irish gypsies, which then tells me that I've got the gift of the gab. Now, it's a gift and a curse at the same time. It's not a great thing to have, but it's not a bad thing to have either. See, it's lonely sometimes when you're on your own and you want to talk and you're a talker. It's bad. See, when you want to be alone and quiet, everybody's at you. Everybody wants something from you, and those moments are the moments you feel the loneliest. It's not about being alone that makes you feel alone. It's about being around amongst a load of people and not really getting noticed. No one really understands what you're going through or what you're doing. So as a grown-up, to tie into this episode, you'll learn how to, I suppose, deal with those feelings inside that, I need gratification from my friends to feel like I'm somebody, or I need to have my own house, I need to have a car, I need to have this. You don't need these things. These things are not necessary. You can live life without having a friend. It's possible. You'll be a hermit, fair play, and you'll get to live a very quiet life. But you don't necessarily need friends. You don't need anything materialistic either. You only want them because they're there, which is fine. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got their own vices. Some people like to smoke, some people like to drink, some people take drugs, some people spend money on clothes, some people spend money on hats. It doesn't matter. We all have some form of vice based on things that we did as a kid. Mine are, I like wearing make clothes. A part of me wears make clothes now and all the time. Because as a kid, used to get terrorised for clothes that my mum and dad couldn't afford. Now, I never understood as a child why I'm getting bullied for something I can't even control. It's not in my control to do anything. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go and work as a chimney sweeper, and buy night clothes? Do you know what I mean? Like, it made no fucking sense why I'm getting beatings because my mum and dad can't afford things. But children don't understand. See, as you get to an adult, no one gives a fuck what you're wearing. Nobody cares. I could walk outside in a plain tracksuit, no one would be arsed. Nobody would say a fucking word. You might get the odd little kid that might say something like, hey, look at that, but it's rare, very rare that you'll hear it. It's just in your head. In your head, you build these little things that tell yourself, like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I need this to feel better about myself. I need the newest iPhone to fit in with everybody. I need to listen to the newest album that's in the chart because I need to feel connected to something new. I need to like what the next thing's following or what cancel culture's up to, and it's all bullshit. All of it's bullshit. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. The only thing that does make fucking sense as you're an adult is to chase what you do love. Do the things that you do want to fucking do. What the fuck are you doing? If you're doing things every weekend that you end up feeling bad about, what's the point? You're wasting your fucking time. Wasting it. It's no... What use is getting smashed out your fucking head? Is that gonna get you any closer to your dream or aspiration? Probably not. Definitely not. I can assure you it don't. I'm 27. For a year, probably since today, I think I put a post today on Facebook, on my Facebook. I'm telling you, a year today, I made a conscious decision. I'm gonna be a comedian. It was just out of the blue. A part of me didn't even really think about being a comedian. A part of me was just like, I want to be funny. I like making people laugh. How can I go about doing it? And the more and more I watched podcasts and the more I did things, I realised, hold on, I can do this. I just need to teach myself. So year to date, I took my first plunge into comedy. I did the Comedy Store in Blackpool, opposite Blackpool Tower. I did about a minute. To be honest, it was terrible and I bombed. But I learnt something that night. I enjoy making people laugh and smile, and the thought of knowing that one day I'll be able to get that entire room laughing makes me feel good. So the feeling of not doing well, as I'm sitting down, I'm telling myself, rather than saying, you've failed, you've done bad, I'll get this room again. I'll do it again. No problem. It doesn't matter. So again, 3 months later, tail between my legs, arsehole like a cigar cutter, I do it again. But this time, I don't plan anything. I just turn up and I'm gonna wing it. I'm just gonna fucking let words come out of my mouth and hope and pray that it works. I jump up, I end up doing 2 minutes this time, which is double the time I did last time, but still not enough to go through. So a part of me felt defeated, but I've realised something. It's not about the defeat. It's not about losing. It's not about that I didn't get any laughs. The thought of I'm achieving something that I never thought I could achieve. The fact that I've taken it into my own hands and still continue to do it even though I'm failing means that I'm achieving, I'm learning at the same time. So every single time I jump on this stage, I seem to be either doubling time and starting to realise how to talk and how to behave in front of people on a stage. I know how to do it in front of people normally, and to be honest, this shit's new, but we're winging it, guys. That's what cunts do. Wing it. So, that's today's episode. We've got some fucking trap stories. In recent news in America, famous star of Goldberg's and Off Fighter and the Kid podcast, Bryan Callen's been accused of rape allegations, which, to be honest, I'm getting sick of this cancel culture. They've ruined it for me already. They tried to take Kevin Hart. That didn't fucking work. But they near enough broke him. They've took Chris D'Elia. Now he's gone ghost. One of my favourite comedians just disappeared. Nothing. From the most vocal person to silent. Which is understandable with the situation that's going on with the allegations. But for me, I'm a true baby, and I know. Men are men, and they're fools. But I don't think he's actively chasing younger girls. But for more news on Bryan Callen, this is what Bryan's got to say.
Hey everybody, Bryan Callen here. You know, when you're in a situation like I am, you get a lot of advice from a lot of different people. And it usually falls into two different categories. Either they tell you to post a statement and disappear, or they say lay low and let the news cycle pass you by. Well, for better or for worse, I'm not doing any of that.
Yes!
I never thought in a million years that I'd be sitting here defending myself against something I did not do 21 years ago.
Fucking come on, Bryan.
So this is me saying that I categorically and absolutely deny all the allegations against me. I wanted you to see me say that. I didn't want to post some stale statement. I wanted you to hear that come out of my mouth. I have been characterized as someone that no one who knows me, not my friends, not my family, not my fans, would ever recognize. And that's because that's not who I am.
Perfect. That is how you deal with fucking allegations and bullshit from the cancel culture. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why the... 21 years ago, I understand that it's serious. And most women that do come out after all this time probably more than likely have been. But 21 years. 21 years. Like, wow. Like, now. Why now? Like, he's been on TV for over 20 years. He's been plastered all over news boards, all over different things. He did Mad TV. He's been in Ride Along. He's in loads of movies. Makes no sense whatsoever. And now, because we're in a pandemic and kind of bored, now everyone's coming up with anything and everything to say something. So it doesn't make fucking sense. On to more depressing news, unfortunately. Yesterday, I saw a video about the Beirut blast. Like, fuck. I'm not sure if anybody else has seen it. And if you haven't, go and type in Beirut blast. And this is what the news has to say about it. Video shows smoke billowing from a fire, then a mushroom cloud following the blast at the city's port. Officials are blaming highly explosive materials stored in the warehouse for 6 years. President Michael Annan tweeted it was unacceptable that 2,750 tons of ammonium blood... Here we go, we've got a mouthful here, guys. Ammonium nitrate was stored unsafely. An investigation is underway to find the exact trigger for the explosion. Lebanon's Supreme Defense Council said those responsible would face the maximum punishment possible. Wow, this is insane. It's crazy what's going on in the world today. It's killed 70 people and injured more than 4,000 others. That's nuts. My hearts go out to those that have to deal with things like that in those countries, because we're quite lucky. I know that in the news that we're constantly being told that we're in a coronavirus lockdown and that things need to come back for economy and stuff, but we don't have it as bad as these lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't have bombs blowing up our streets every 5 minutes or explosions that destroy things. That's nuts. That's crazy. Crazy. Anyway, on to last part. Who's excited for the Dillian White and Alexander Povetkin fight on the 22nd of August at Fight Camp at Matchroom? It's gonna be fucking sick. Let's go! Let's fucking go! Let's go! Fucking come on. I want Dillian White to get a shot. I really want him to get a shot. I want him to beat Povetkin, and then I want Tyson Fury to fucking beat Deontay Wilder again, and then they get it on before AJ. Because quite frankly, if AJ gets his shot before Dillian's not gonna see that WBC belt until he's a fucking grandfather. End of story. Tyson should just give him his chance and do whatever needs to be done. That's really, for me, if it was Tyson and anthonyjoshua, Tyson, hands down. Hands down. The better boxer, is more elusive. And if he lands these heavy digs on Joshua, which we've seen a few times when Joshua gets clipped, he don't take it too well. He does drop. And if you hit him enough times on the right time, we already seen him go once by Andy Ruiz. And Andy Ruiz is nowhere near Tyson Fury. So, for me, Tyson Fury is the winner. But against Dillian White, who's a Trojan horse who comes right in and swings them left hooks, that's an interesting fight to watch. Anthonyjoshua is a big name. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he is. He's a good fighter, incredible background, came up from the streets to a boxing gym, won the Olympics, did ABA's championships, was an okay amateur, short amateur career, but had an amateur career, then moved up, and in the first 17 fights ends up fighting for a world title. It's amazing. But at the same time, Dillian White's worked from the ground up. This guy has fought everybody that he's been thrown in front of him. This guy is nuts. I love this guy. This guy is something to watch. He's one to watch anyway. Everyone's underrating him, putting him below all these lot, but I think him and Deontay Wilder's a good fight as well. Them two going off at each other. Wow. Oh my days. Wow. Fucking hell. So yeah, that's the end for See You Next Tuesday episode 2. Join in next Tuesday for more See You Next Tuesday. Bye, cunts.